Come here, Davy. Davy. Guys, come over here. I was able to bring a few of them. I'm on my, this is so cool. I'm on my rooftop terrace on my soon-to-be barn. So I can see the neighborhood. Let me show you guys around a little bit. So I think you can maybe see the goats there, definitely the dogs. Hi, Annie. And this is the view of our property. So right now we're working on the barn, and this will, what I'm standing on will eventually be like an office area. And today the contractors are off, so I won't be competing with any noise. And my other place that I normally, hi Twinzo, the spot that I've been teaching with like the nice background behind me is now replaced. So I can't teach our classes there because we just got a hot tub. So this is a very mobile class, and I appreciate everyone being so flexible, pun intended. Okay, so hopefully some of the other critters will come join us. Let me pin myself so I can see better. Okay. How's everyone doing? So you got some chats going. Oh yeah, Joelle, good point. This is also the location that I got married in October. It was just a slab of concrete though. Now it's actually turning into our barn. All right, happy Friday, happy Good Friday, whatever you're celebrating today, it's a good day. Let's get started. All right, so just start out, nice wide stance, shake out those arms, and start to twist around yourself. Twisting, start to warm up those shoulders, just keep moving, doesn't matter what it looks like, just move, start to feel that spine twisting and turning. Looks like we're gonna have some really nice weather coming up, so I'm excited about that. So just starting to warm up that shoulder, rounding and pulling back. So think about leading with the elbow as you come forward and as you come back. 3 more, and 2, and 1, and then switching sides. Pull the elbow back and forward. Think about pulling those abdominals in, twisting and turning. So even if we're not specifically working the core, think about engaging those abdominals so that throughout the day it kind of becomes autopilot. Let's go ahead and just reach side to side. So when you're standing at the grocery store, think about pulling in that core, keeping it nice and engaged. That's going to protect our lower backs, improve our posture, prevent injuries. And go ahead and hold this reach over here. We're going to open it up, so slightly pulling back and over. So if this is your first movement that you're doing for the day, really take your time, ease into it. Don't try to force anything. Switching sides. Those are the pigs you're hearing. Either the sisters fighting or the boy and the girl fighting. 2, and 1, and now we're just going to go back to singles. So stretch and lengthen. Try to get that arm as straight as you can get it. Trying to lengthen those muscles. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now adding the legs. Just kick the legs forward. Sit up nice and tall. And then kick your legs across. So just starting to warm up those legs, quads, hamstrings. And then we're gonna do little butt kickers. So kick those legs up. Whew, sun's coming out. I need my sunglasses. 4, 3, 2, bring the arms up, pull. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're just gonna tap the toes side to side. So tap the toe, lengthen that leg. So if you need to slow it down, focus on the lengthen and tap lift. All right. Just warming up those feet, outer thighs. And then we're just gonna bring that leg across, bring it across, and then switching sides. So starting with tapping the toe first. Tap the toe across. So waking up those hips. And then heel down, toes up. Reach across. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Back to center, a little bit wider with those feet turned out. Big plie down and up. And again, down and up. 2 more. And last one. And now we're gonna pull this elbow down. So not trying to get to the quad, just pulling it down to the elbow, or elbow to the hip. Bring that arm back behind and lift up, other side. Pull it down, bring that arm behind and lift it up. We're gonna get a little bit lower. So plie a little more, not a whole lot, just a little. Try to get that elbow a little further towards the quad. Bring it behind and up. Pull it down, bring it behind, lift it up. Little, like an inch lower. Get a little bit closer down towards that knee. Bring it back, up. So you should feel this through those legs for sure. Maybe stretching out the lower back a little bit, an inch lower. Pull it down, back behind, and up, down, behind. And then the lowest you've gotten all day, deepest plie, closest to your knee, as close to the floor as you can reach. Try to touch if you can. Bring it up, pull, touch, up, stand it up. Woo, and kick out those legs. So now should be nice and warmed up. I am from the sun also. So bright. All right, I'm not complaining though. So let's stay with those nice wide legs. And we're gonna lift up nice and tall. So think about, instead of sitting into the hips, you wanna be tall and lifted. Bring those arms out to the side. Make sure you can see them in your side. Don't let them come far back here. Lift it up and then sit those hips back and just hinge at the waist. You're gonna feel a really nice inner thigh stretch here, and then bring it back up. So lift up, not here up, just up and out of those hips, dropping the shoulders down, and nice deep lunge. And again, up. This time, let's lift the shoulders up, feel what we don't want, and then drop the shoulders down. Lock those shoulder blades in place, and nice deep lunge. And lift it up. Drop it down, nice deep lunge. And one more time, then we're gonna add on. Lift it up, drop it down, deep lunge. Notice each time that inner thigh maybe gets a little bit looser. Maybe you can get deeper into that lunge. Lift it up, drop it down, and lunge. All right, now we're gonna lift, drop, lunge, and then we're gonna twist and rotate. Try to reach it across your body. Back to center, up, other side. Lunge, reach across, reach it forward, center and up. Lunge, reach across, or make it a little bit more flowy. Up, reach across, and up, reach across, and up, reach across. 2 more times. So feeling this through the shoulders. As we twist through the spine, we're getting good mobility, stretching. 1 more time. And then back to center. Go ahead and give yourself a nice big hug. Bring those legs in a little bit closer. Bend the knees. We're just gonna kind of twist and turn. So by giving yourself a hug, you're gonna feel a nice expansion in towards the back. And just twisting and turning. Now you can start to add the hips. So I'm kind of rocking my hips side to side. From the side, you can see I'm kind of rounded and tucked. There's no right or wrong position, but you want to make sure, well, I guess there is. You don't want to be out here. So make sure that your hips are tucked and you're just rotating. So as long as those hips stay tucked and you're not out here, you're kind of tight, close to your body. And then we're going to add on. So we're going to stay in this position. And we're gonna open one arm up and then open the other. and then bring that arm in, and then bring it across. So we go into that hug again, then we open it up, and open, bring it in, and open, open, bring it in, and stay here. Let's go back to that, just rotating side to side. So as I'm doing this with my hips tucked and my shoulders rounded, I'm really getting, I feel it a lot in my lower back in a good way, and my hips. So those are two areas that I tend to be super tight in. So to get this stretch and release feels amazing. And now we're gonna stand up tall, bring those arms to a 90-degree angle. And now we're gonna do a similar movement, but we're gonna go up and over and over. So almost like you're trying to paint the ceiling, and over. And you might be able to get a little bit deeper into that lunge. I feel it in my sides, in my hips, in my back. And then of course I'm stretching, lengthening those shoulder muscles, strengthening those tricep muscles, the backs of the arms. And then coming back to center, we're gonna lift up, turn the palms out, open up that chest, drop the shoulders down for 3, 2, 1. Start again. Big up, turn out, open up. And one more time. Big up, turn out, open. 3, 2, 1. And let's just do a few little wrist stretches. I can hear chickens behind me. Reverse that circle. And then while we're already focusing on the wrist, let's go ahead and extend one arm forward. Gently pull those fingers back. So my arm is straight. Make sure you're not up here with your shoulder. You want to really drop it into place. And just get a really nice stretch through that, the bottom wrist. And then turn it around, gently pull back on the knuckles, getting more of a stretch on the top of the wrist. And take this time to catch your breath. Open up, switching sides, bring it forward. Gently pull back on those fingers. Deep breath in, deep breath out, stretch. Turn it around, top of the hand facing toward me. Gently pull back on those knuckles. And remember, try not to be up here. Try to drop the shoulder down into place. And then clasp your hands behind your back, drop the shoulders down. If you can't clasp your hands, just go ahead and press the palms as far down to the floor as you can. And try not to be too far out here. It's okay to get a little bit of a rib extension, but try to keep those arms the main focus of the stretch. And then if it feels good, you can come forward, just hinging at the waist, staying with a flat back. You can bring your arms up and then press them down. You can also go into more of a rounded back. Just depends on your flexibility, what feels good to you. And then release those arms. Just let your body hang. You can grab your elbows and sway side to side if that feels good. Coming back to center, we're gonna slowly roll up. Roll those shoulders back for 3, 2, 1, and then forward for 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna keep going, focusing on that spine today. So this is one of my favorite. I don't know if we've done this before, but I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see me. So we're gonna have our legs a little bit wider than hip distance. You want a little bit of mobility, movement through your hips. So a little bit wider will give you more range of motion. You want to tuck your hips under and then open them up. So tuck under and open. I like to have my hands on my hip bones so I can feel the tuck under and then the release. We're going to go for 2 more. 2 and 1. Oh my gosh. And then we're going to go side to side. The rooster's name is Bruce, and I think he's with the bird that I call Dinosaur. You because she makes dinosaur screeches. Side to side. And then back to tuck under. So as I'm tucking, I'm really rounding my shoulders too, and then opening everything up. And forward. I always think of like a top model, you know, they like do this pose. I always think of that. You can also think of cat and cow stretch. And 2, and 1, and now we're gonna go into a full circle. So we're gonna go side, under, side, back. So, yes, Bruce, we hear you. So if you have super tight hips, you're gonna feel this. Like this is where I really feel my tension. Let's go ahead and reverse that circle. Side, back, side, forward. Side, back, side, forward. 2 more. And 1 more. Side, back, side, and forward. Now we're gonna tuck everything under, but we're gonna add the arms. So we're gonna tuck under, and then we're gonna expand everything, press back. So tuck under and back. Tuck under and back. Under. And then we're gonna bring them in toward our chest. So bring it in. This will feel a really nice expansion through the back, and then open everything up. And bring it in, and open it up. Bring it in, open it up, bring it in. And last add-on, we're gonna bring it in, and then open everything up overhead, stretching through those shoulders. Bring it in, and open. 2 more, in, and open, in, and open. Now we're gonna add on. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. So I'm facing to my left corner, and my left leg is forward. Now I'm gonna bring everything in, and I'm gonna plie, go into a back lunge here, and then I'm gonna lunge forward and open everything up. So as I round and tuck, I'm bending, I'm putting all my weight into this back leg, and then as I open it up, I'm putting all my weight forward. We're gonna go a little bit faster. 4, 3, 2, hi honey, 1, other side. So now facing the other side. So now I'm facing my right corner, my right leg is forward. I'm gonna bend everything, round it in, and then open everything up. So starting out with 2 slow just to get the feel for it. In and open, then 4 quick. Now this is like a good moderate little cardio. So you should be feeling a little bit of a sweat. And now facing the other side, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. We're gonna keep the leg movement the same. Arms are gonna be a little different. So we're gonna round everything, shift the weight back. And then as I come forward, I'm gonna pull everything open and expand. Circle it in, open it up. 4 quick. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Lunge it back, nice, deep, tight, tight, pulled in tight. Open everything up. Bring it in. Open everything up. 4 quick. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then coming back to center. We're gonna do a reach, so hopefully those arms got a good workout in. Should have gotten a little bit of a calf stretch also, and all of that was for the spine. So if we're sitting a lot, you know, the spine just gets stacked, it doesn't get stretched, so this is a great opportunity to make sure that we don't lead to any back or spinal injuries. And we just want to keep it mobile, not just this way, but in all directions. All right, and shake it out. So before we head down onto the mat, we're going to do a little bit of our calf stretches. So we did some feet and ankle work. We're going to really focus on the calves. If you need something for balance, you can grab a chair or get next to a table. I'm going to bring my left leg forward, and my right leg is going to be behind. And I'm gonna plie. Notice I just drop right down to the center. So I'm not favoring one leg more than the other. Right down, and then straighten the legs out. And then I'm gonna do a little releve. So lifting both heels, drop it down. So if you're feeling wobbly through the ankles, Definitely grab some support. Most important thing is our form. We don't want to like roll an ankle on this. That would be the worst. So using support is not a bad thing. Lift it up, lower it down, nice deep plie, and then straighten out. Now, we're gonna go a little bit wider. So my back leg is gonna go straight. I'm gonna put all my weight into that front leg, and then I'm gonna bend that back leg, just shift my weight back. Notice I'm not going all the way back. You can if you want to, but just a little bit. And then forward, feeling that long calf muscle right below the knee. So if you're not feeling it, maybe go a little bit wider, making sure that back heel stays down, and then bend that back leg, feeling that Achilles tendon. Forward again, shift it back, and forward. So now we're gonna stretch both arms long. We're gonna do little windmills. So if you've never done windmills, think about swimming laps in a pool. One arm goes back, and then we circle forward. And 2, and 1. And now reaching to the side. So a little bit of a balance stretch. 3, 2, 1, stand it up. And we switch sides. So now I'm facing right, my right leg is forward. I'm gonna start out with feet just hip distance so that when I go into my nice deep plie, I get a nice stretch in the calf muscle. Straighten the leg out, and then we're gonna go for a little releve. Lift those heels tall, lower it down with control. So notice, I'm not doing any of this like swinging movement to try to lift myself up. I like to imagine that there's like a string attached to my head. So I'm lowering with control, and then as I lift, it's just a slow, steady ascent. So again, if you're struggling with that, grab a wall, grab a table, something just to help you kind of create that muscle memory and that core control. So even though the legs and the feet are doing the work, all focused in this core. One more time, lift. And lower. And now going for that wide stance. So all this weight into this front leg, hinging, leaning forward. And then just a soft bend in the knee, going back and forward and back and forward. Make sure that this back leg is completely straight as we come forward. And then just a soft bend in that knee. Last time forward, bringing both arms nice and long, stretching, reaching. Let's go for those windmills, swimming laps in a pool, keeping the arms straight, rotating. And 2, and 1, and now reaching side, reach, reach, reach. Come all the way up. Now to finish up this stretch, one of my favorites, we're gonna bring the left leg out to the side, putting all your weight into this right leg. I'm gonna walk my left hand down as far down to my shin as I can. You're gonna feel an inner thigh stretch, so make sure it's not too intense of a stretch. Listen to your body. And then when you're to your lowest point, keeping the chest nice and open, I'm gonna reach my arm up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, come up a few inches. Breathe out, come down a little bit lower. Grab an invisible rope and pull yourself up slow and control. 3, 2, 1, and then just relax into it. Other side. So deep lunge, going to the left. I'm gonna walk my right hand down my right shin. Lifting that arm up. Breathe in, come up just a few inches. Breathe out, come down a little bit lower. Grab an invisible rope. Up, up, up. And open everything up, relax into it. Shake it out. All right, we're gonna head down onto the mat and we're gonna do some stretches. I'm gonna lower this down a little bit. And, all right. So we're gonna do a little bit of quad work. These are some of my favorite stretches. I think last week we did side leg lifts. This is gonna be kind of similar. I'm gonna stay sideways so you guys can kind of see the difference in the length of my legs. So to start out, don't feel like you have to be super nice posture for this. So kind of rounded is okay. The focus is the leg. So let's start with our right leg. I'm gonna start with my right leg. I'm gonna keep the left leg just, however, it doesn't have to be flexed or pointed. I'm gonna point my working leg, my right leg, and I'm gonna lengthen it. So see how that leg goes past the other leg, and then I'm gonna pull it back in. So point and extend, bring it back in, and then on this last one, hold this extension, so keep it in that lengthened position. We're gonna lift the leg up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if that was hard, then you're doing it right. The leg should feel like 1,000,000 pounds, should be very limited range of motion. If it wasn't in that extended position, I'd be able to get my leg up super high. So you know, if you're in that extended position, the range of motion will be super small. So now we're gonna go the other side. I'm gonna extend my left leg out, bring it back in, out. And while this feels like your quads are tightening up, this is actually a really great way to lengthen the muscles, release tension, potentially release tight muscles that are pulling on the knee. Hold this next one and lift it up. 2, 3, my left leg feels a lot looser than my right. 4, 3, 2, 1, and shake it out. All right, so now that you guys get that idea, I'm gonna face towards you because we're gonna do a little bit of work for the feet, toes, and ankles. Take my socks off too because you might be able to see better. All right, hopefully I don't get any splinters. All right, nice and tall and lifted, and then just find your comfortable position. Legs are comfortable, feet are comfortable. I'm gonna extend my right leg out. I'm gonna flex the foot. I'm gonna lift it up, turn the foot out and lean into that glute. I'm gonna lift it up to getting into that inner thigh. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Turn that foot in, lift it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Back to center, pulls up. 2, 3, make sure it's still extended. 3, 2, 1, lift, lower, shake it out. All right, other side. So let this right leg just chill for a sec. Left leg is, we're gonna flex the foot, extend it out toward me, lift it up, turn it out, and lean in towards that glute. Lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Turn it in. 2, working that outer thigh glute. 4, 3, ooh, you can feel it. Back to center. Lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and lift higher. Lower it down. Shake it out. That's such a workout. Okay, so to finish on a relaxed note, we're gonna bring our right leg across our body and just get it like slightly above the knee if you can. If not, get it where you can. I'm gonna take, this is kind of, I turn into a pretzel, so it's kind of hard for me to explain. Right leg is crossed. I'm gonna take my left arm, reach it across, and really hug that knee in toward my chest. And you'll feel those muscles we just worked deepening in a stretch, and also glutes, hamstrings, IT band, hip flexors, all those tight muscles that we get from sitting too much. So really hug it in, and then bring that right arm up and over, and I'm gonna lean side, still hugging that knee in. Turn it out, look over the shoulder. And now, still working on this leg, we're gonna lower it down in line more towards the shin ankle. So my right leg is crossed over. I'm gonna take my left arm, bring it across, so it's kind of like my elbows leaning into the quad, and I'm gonna look over my shoulder. Breathing in, turn a little bit towards me. Breathe out, turn a little bit away from me. Breathe in, turn a little bit forward. Breathe out, look back over that shoulder. And back to center. One more turn. Twist, feel that mid-back stretch. This is an area that's kind of hard to get into. And back to center. Other side. So in these stretches, we're not only targeting the hips and everything, but we're getting throughout the entire spine, stretching all those tight tension areas. So bring that arm across. Left arm is crossed, right arm is hugged in. And then I'm just gonna hug it in, feel those glutes and everything release. This feels so good. It's one of my go-to stretches. before, after workout. I feel super tight. Bring that left arm behind you. Lift it up and over. Feel that glute release and maybe even your lower back stretching. Back to center. Bring this leg down kind of towards like the shin ankle. So my left leg is crossed over and bring my right arm across, keeping it relatively straight. Sit up tall and twist, look over your shoulder. Twist back forward. Twist, look over the shoulder. Back to center. And one more time, twist. Feel that mid-back stretch. Back to center. And now just go ahead and sit comfortably, whatever feels good to you. If you have a hard time sitting up straight, you can sit on a foam roller, a stack of books, riser, something, just to help you so you're not rounded. So I'm gonna place my right hand onto the floor. Left arm is gonna lift up, hike the shoulder up, drop the shoulder down. I'm just gonna lean over. So expanding, opening up this side rib cage. Make sure that hip doesn't lift up. Keep it anchored. That's where the stretch comes from. If you lift the hip, you lose the stretch. And then I'm gonna round it forward. This is our last time to stretch the spine. Expand that upper back, breathe in. Breathe out, stretch, lengthen. Keep your spine rounded and your shoulders rounded. Over to the other side. Up and switching sides. So we lift up, right arm goes up, hike the shoulder up, drop the shoulder down and lean over. Make sure that that right hip stays down. And then we're gonna circle forward. Add the other arm, breathe in. Breathe out, reach a little more. Stretch, round, try to, if you're not feeling that upper back, just round a little bit more. You can also kind of round your arms like you're holding a beach ball. Over to the side, lift up and roll the shoulders back for 3 and 2. Time. Perfect. We're gonna go a few minutes over today. All right, so now a little bit of a neck stretch. So to get to the very, very top of everything, you know, we've kind of worked our way up from the feet, up the legs, definitely lots of spine movement. So now we're gonna focus on the neck, which is all connected to all these muscles too. So let's go ahead and just drop our ear to one shoulder. If you want to lock out this arm to deepen that stretch, you can. I find I get a deeper stretch if I lower the hand down. So I'm locking this arm in place. Then look over your shoulder. Drop the ear to the shoulder. Look over your shoulder. Drop the ear to the shoulder. Look over. And then back to center. Just stretch that arm long. Breathe in. Hike the shoulder up. Breathe out. Stretch that arm long. And then bring it across your body. Let's stretch out that tricep shoulder a little bit. Breathing in. While we're at it, let's just circle those wrists a few times one way. A few times the other way. Open and close those hands. Shake it out. Let's switch sides. So now we're going to drop that ear to the shoulder. If you want, you can extend that arm out or drop it down just a little bit lower. And then look over your shoulder. Drop the ear to the shoulder. And look over the shoulder. That would be Hank. He's our screaming goat. And then back to center, lift that arm out to the side, hike the shoulder up, drop the shoulder down, and then bring that arm across your body, hug it in towards your chest. Maybe feeling a little bit of a chest, like a stretch right here, into that tricep. Wherever you're most sore, you'll feel it. Circle that wrist a few times one way, a few times the other way. Open and close your hands. And release it. Now to finish up, what we're gonna do is a little bit of PNF, proprioceptive, blah, blah, blah. It's all about, like, think about when you're really stressed and you're tense, your shoulders are up here, and then you finally realize when you breathe out and you feel so relieved. It's kind of like that. So we're going to do that with the legs. So we're going to drop the elbows down to the legs, to the thighs, and you're going to try to press your thighs down using your elbows. At the same time, your quads are going to try to fight against it. So we're fighting against each other. My legs are trying to lift up, my elbows are trying to press down, and then you release it. So right now, it's not the most obvious movement, but think about, I'm trying to press down while my legs are trying to press up. So you're creating this tension through those inner thighs. 3, 2, 1, release it, and just breathe out. The next set, you'll really notice the difference. So lift up as you press down on those elbows. 3, 2, 1, release it. This is another great way to just loosen up all these muscles in here. Now, this one's gonna be a little more obvious. So my arms are gonna press in toward my knees, and my knees are gonna try to press out. So I'm feeling this in my outer thighs. 3, 2, 1, release it. This one's a little more fun, more satisfying, because those legs just fly open. Press it in. Try to press against those hands. 3, 2, 1, open up. One more time, just like that. Hug your knees in. Hi, Hank. Press the knees out. 3, 2, 1. He's looking for his crew. Hank, where are they? He's kind of the ringleader. Well, he's not the alpha, but he makes sure that everyone stays together, so he's looking for them. He and his dad always come down here and like lick this little tub of protein stuff, and they get lost every day. Anyway, I'm glad you're able to hear because it's very entertaining. All right, let's finish up with a big breath up. Lift the shoulders up. Drop the shoulders down and release it. So just like that PNF we just did, big breath up, lift the shoulders up, drop the shoulders down, release it, and one more time, up, lift it up, drop it down, and release it. And you guys are all done. Awesome job today. Thank you for being here as always. I'm glad you got to get a little taste of the animals. Let's see. I want to see everyone. Hi, guys. I love seeing everyone who's been here, who's on the call. Thank you for joining me. You guys did awesome. I'll give you one more tour in case you missed it. So I'm on our rooftop where eventually our office is going to be. So this is our hillside where all the animals hang out throughout the day. These are our trailers that we're living in right now and our future houses. The greenhouse and the pigs. You might be able to see the pigs down there. And you can see a couple of the animals there maybe. It's hard to see with the lighting. Anyway, I don't know when the next time is that I'm going to be able to film up here, but this was really fun. So cool. It's like a rooftop terrace. So thank you for joining me. Have a great weekend, you guys. Have a happy Easter, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, guys.